Did you get an unexpected letter from the IRS? Here's what to do. First of all, do not freak out. It happens and you can deal with this. Second, open the letter. Open it right away, not in 2 weeks. Open it right now. Time is of the essence. If there's something that you need to do, there will usually be a deadline. And so you want to have as much time as possible to deal with it. Step number 3, scan the entire letter, not just the first page, all of it. I can't tell you how many times a client has scanned just one part of the letter and we're missing some really important information. So scan each and every page, no exceptions. Next up, you have to read it. Sometimes it's just an FYI. Sometimes there's something important to do. You want to make sure that you read it in full right away. Next up, get this letter to your accountant. Whether you're uploading that to the portal, sending it to them, however you get them that information, get it over to them as soon as possible. We often end up in situations where someone is getting us a letter the day before a response is due. That means we are less able to help you. There's less time available and less options. And so the more time you can give your accountant, the better. Next up, you want to listen to your accountant. They're going to research it. They're going to look at your situation. They're probably not going to tell you right immediately on the phone what to do. So give them a little bit of time to look at all the specifics, review the tax return, know what's going on. And then when they tell you instructions, you want to make sure that you take note of them and that you listen to them. You're often, again, going to have some deadlines. You want to make sure that you're doing all the right things before the deadline. But really, it's always in your best interest to have your accountant represent you. And so if there's a situation where you need to talk to the IRS, I would recommend that you have your accountant do that for you instead of you doing it on your own. Why? Your accountant deals with the IRS all the time. This is what they do probably almost every single week. And so they just have a lot more experience and they know what to say and what not to say to make sure that you get the best resolution. The best thing you can do is to take action on time. You want to make sure that you are responding on time and that you're doing all the things before the deadline. And then last but not least, if you have to mail anything to the IRS, always pay for tracking and keep that information carefully. If you are faxing anything to the IRS, you want to make sure to keep the fax confirmation. These items can come in really handy if the IRS loses your letter, which, by the way, they do all the time. You want to make sure that you have a copy of what you sent, everything that was sent, and tracking for it so that you can go back and say, actually, this shows that you received this already. And so that you can just provide an additional copy to them. Otherwise, they might think that you didn't respond and that's on you. So if you get a letter from the IRS, don't freak out, but do take action right away.